Good evening, friends. Now I am going to speak about the famous and one of the Shakespeare plays, the Winter Tale. Winter Tale. You know very well about this. Winter Tale deals about the bosom friendship of the two childhood friends, as well as the enmity developed between the friends because of their too much of intimacy and too much of leniency and togetherness. They have sensed a lot of things in this place. In this play, actually, the people who don't know that the value of this classical literature, the ancient literature, they used to say Shakespeare nothing. The Shakespeare nothing. It is not a valuable one. For nowadays, people used to say it is 100% utter empty word. You don't believe that. Everything is in the world only. Everything's from the past. Without know the past, we cannot lead the present, and also this present cannot lead the future. So the Shakespeare is the greatest master in the field of writing plays. He has written many things about the greatest personalities of the country, as well as the very common man. Is also, he treated both things equally. That is important from here. In the Winter Tales also deals about the bosom friends, the thickest friendship of the Leonidas as well as the Polyxena. Leonidas is the king of Sicilia and Polyxena is the king of Bohemia. Both were childhood friends. Both were studied in the same kindergarten and elementary school and high school, college. After that, their education, they were given charges of their own country. The kingship was given to them by their parents. By their predecessors, kingship has been given. So they did not meet in persons for a long time. They did not meet for a long time. But they each and every the important functions or important days, they interchange their love and affections through the letter, through the interchanging of that gift through mail. They have lead very good nice friendship, and familiarity breed contempt is a word which was said by our elders and predecessors. 100% is a fact. We should maintain the distance, and before marriage we can invite to our house anyone. But after marriage, especially, we should not invite our friends to our house. For this is the one example. Don't bring your don't bring any friends after your marriage to your house, unless you must ready to suffer like Leonidas, because Leonidas compelled his friend and compelled his friend Polyxena to come and stay with him. After his marriage, after begot one child, his name is Mamilius, and he had a beautiful wife. In that case, inviting friends, he did not know what will going to happen. What will going to happen? But actually his wife Hermione, daughter of the great emperor of Russia, and she is also a queen of that Sicilia, and also faithful, the wife of her husband Leonidas. She was a righteous woman, chaste woman, and more beautiful, and whatever it may be. And in that case he invited his friend Polixenes to his palace. His friend is also stayed in the palace of that Sicilia, the palace of that Leonidas, the king Leonidas of the country Sicilia. For 9 months he stayed. If anybody is go to, suppose our Prime Minister Modi also used to go to foreign countries. America means he stayed only 2 or 3 days, that's all, or 1 day. And each and every country he stayed 1 or 2 days only, but he did not stayed more than a month in a country, unless he is not that Prime Minister to us. Yes, he is in that case, and he was a very good, nice person. But this Polixenes, the friend of Leonidas, stayed in the neighboring country, his friend country palace, it the same apartment for more than 9 months. 9 months, and he stayed in that palace of that Sicilia. Stayed during that time. His wife also 9 month pregnant woman. Yeah, his woman. But he is and she built the relationship with the Polixenes as a brother only, as a chaste woman. But she did not allow him to come and enter into her bedchamber. But she did not sleep with Polixenes. But she conceived for Leonidas. But he stayed 9 months. His wife also 9 months. It creates some kind of, because his wife spent a lot of the time with his friend. The Polixenes is so many years younger and handsome than her husband. That is also. Her husband's face was somewhat rude and the splint nature, and he was an old man somewhat. But Polixenes, and very young, and also the handsome person, and she looked like more handsome than her husband. But he stayed 9 months. After 9 months, he informed to his friend, tomorrow I will return to my country. But Leonidas asked him to stay and 7 more nights with me. இன்னும் ஒரு 7 நாள் தங்கிடு. But he asked, but he did not listen the words of his friend Leonidas, and he adamant to go to his country. And he compelled, he decided, he prepared everything. But Leonidas asked everything what was happened between the Leonidas and Polixenes. It was observed by that his wife Hermione. Hermione is simply watching what is happened. Why not? He only asked his wife and suggested him and making him to stay in the Sicilia for 7 more nights. Then he sent him. So, as per the suggestion of her husband Leonidas, Hermione asked Polixenes stay in the Sicilia for, as per the suggestion and request of my husband, stay 7 more nights here. But he said the same statement, I must go to my country, what would happen? And he stayed like Mark Antony in Egypt with Cleopatra. But Mark Antony stayed in Egypt because of his love with her Cleopatra. But here he stayed because of love with the Leontes, his childhood friend. And the time fleet, the years, the months flew on by, flew on by. And how that pandemic COVID period is and completed the same manner. And the time 9 months, it is like spending of 9 days, because his friend is also very good, his wife is also treating very, and his lords like Camilio and Antigonus, Clemion, Dion's, and all the people of citizen and lords and ladies and gentlemen, and used to give lot of respect to Polyxene is, and also the most grateful and genuine and treatment with treatment and boarding and lodging facilities in that grand manner was given by him. Okay, so that's why he forgot his country, and he stayed for 9 months. He played with Leonatus, he played with Mamilius, and he played with Hermione, and that's why he decided to go to his country, because his son Florizel, the young princess also, and take charge as a princess to the Bohemia. He forgot his wife, he forgot his son, he stayed for the friendship's sake for 9 months in that foreign country. That is why immediately he recognized about his inefficiency of his country. He decided to go to his country. That's why, and but Leonatus not ready to and give permissions to Polyxene go to his country, and it was suggested and pursued by his wife. The Hermione asked him whether you stay here as per the direction of my husband for 7 nights, and you must be arrested and put into the prison as a state prisoner. Would you like to stay or the guest? So in order to afraid, and he consented and accepted the words of the Hermione, and also suggested that you only stayed here because you are the only friend to my husband. You stay here with a few members. You send your lords and other important peoples to your country today. You must departure from here after 7 nights. Or I will arrest you and put you into the prison. And the time she was in that 9 months, and immediately he informed that to her husband. So her husband Leonatus developed jealous. This fellow is not accept my words. He accept my wife's word, means what respect he is. And also he got more angry because his wife hold the hand of Polyxene, and Polyxene was taken to the park to play in that place. It increased his greediness. It increased his angry. That's why he called that Camilio and killed that Polyxene. He should not return to his country because he thought that he is a faithless person, unfaithful person, because he seduces my wife. My wife is also have some secret conspiracy to. He thought himself, developed himself. That's why, and all the wife should maintain distance with another man. Whoever might be with that husband, that is more important. Okay, that's why I think this is not natural. It is nature, and whatever it may be, either even before husband have the suspicious attitude. Not only the Othello, not only the Hamlet, not only the King Lear, or whatever it may be, I mean, all the husband must have the suspect, the character of the person and whom his wife is used to and speak with in that place. That's why he called Camillo. Camillo is a honest man. Camillo very well about the chastity of the Hermione and faithfulness, gratitude of the Polyxene. He know very well because he is a very good, kind-hearted person. Camillo is one of the Lord of Sicilia, and Leonidas passed a secret order to Camillo, give poison to Polyxene, kill him. He should not go because he is my villain. He is my lovable villain, and he has spoiled my life and respect everything. But anyhow, instead of killing Camillo, Camillo was taken Polyxene and his people through that in the strange way and peculiar way, in that secret way which is not known by that Leonidas. They have safely returned had gone to their country. Camillo also forced by Polyxene, you come with me. And also Camillo asked, if I leave me here, and he might be killed because instead of giving poison, I helped you to safely return to your country. So I must come with you, he said like that. Yes, he said, okay, you come with me, I will give that state good position to you. You must administer my countries too. So he had gone. When the morning, and he had gone, Leonidas had gone to the chamber of Hermione. Hermione was playing with Mamilius and did very happy, but she did not say anything. Immediately antagonist had come to the place with the message, and Camillo, Polyxene and Archidamus and all the trains of that Bohemians safely escaped. They have gone to that their country. But immediately he thought that, and Hermione is also involved in that in a departure to their country. So he had suspect with his wife. So immediately he called the man, separate the Mamilius from her. Mamilius only for 2 years, and the young friends, he loves very much to stay with his mother rather than his father. Immediately the queenship was removed from Hermione, and Hermione was arrested and put into the prison in that 9 months. She was immediately, and Leonidas sent two lords of his to the Clemeons and Diones to the Apollo, the god of supreme god of art and literature, and Apollo orders to go and get the fortune and oracles of Apollo, and verdict, and he ready to obey that oracle verdict. That's why Clemeon and Dion had gone into that place. Immediately, when he was waiting for that, the queen and delivered a beautiful child, female child in the prison, and her name is Perdita. And immediately Emilia had come to that spot, that is that Paulina had come to the spot to see the queen in the prison. But Goiler did not allow her go and see the queen, because the king strictly ordered to don't allow anyone to go and meet the Hermione, he said like that. So the Paulina had come to know through that Emilia, one of the attending lady servant of that Hermione, the queen delivered the beautiful child. It looked like Leonidas. So Paulina decides to and show that child to that Leonidas. If Leonidas look at that child, definitely he will change his mindset. But all the Lord. But her husband was guarded, and Antigonus was standing there, and Paulina and taken that child, newborn infant child. The The king asked her to close to the door, and he was behind on that door. And also he said that I don't want to see anyone, don't allow anybody. But Paulina used to speak, the queen was honest, and the queen was gentle, but you are that rude and dishonest person. He said like, so king got more angry by the statement of that, the statement of the open, because Paulina is a very courageous girl, and she loved a lot that Hermione rather than Leonatus, because Hermione was punished for her righteousness, for her chastity. That's why. And the king don't wants to hear any praise of that his wife Hermione, because according to him his wife is cuckold, or that prostitute. He thought that his wife slept with Polixena, conceived and that child. So, and also I don't want to see any bastard the child. He also thinking of that, even his son is also look like him, he is a bastard one. Right, doubting about all the things for this. When he called that, he commanded, the king Leonatus asked her husband Antigonus, the Lord was guarded in that spot, unless you send your wife, I will kill your wife. I mean, that is, this lady is a stone-hearted person. You are the dishonest, stupid nonsense. He used to and scold her, the king from outside. See, this child is innocent. You come and look at the child. After you give any, I don't want to see any bastard child. Take away that. Wait here. I will come and kill. So try to come out. Leonatus come out from the palace with his sword to kill that Paulina. Paulina leave the child on the feet of the king. She ran away from that place. After immediately, without seeing the face of that child, the king ordered that servants to put the child into the fire. The lord of this rest of the lord and gentlemen, ladies, did not accept for that verdict upon the innocent child. The killing of innocent child is not good for the and the future fortune of this country, or like that, the future of that, and anyone from here. So he revoked his order, and also he commanded Antigonus leave the child into the border of this Bohemia and border of this Sicilia, in the deserted place, in the desert, and he said that. So immediately Antigonus also, he did not refuse to do that, like a Camillo, and he immediately take the child with jewels and saree of that, and Hermione, the child was taken to that the border of that Sicilia, and the child was live. That was very sultry days and the sunny days, and leave the child with letter, and also the name of that child written as the Perdita. There leave the child he cat. On return, the Antigonus was attacked by the bear, and he was swallowed and eaten and died. Immediately the ship also wrecked and sunk into the ocean. All the mariners and crew all died. No one is returned. This information was passed into the prison. Immediately the king is arranged for that open court for to give the punishment to his wife. And immediately, because they have brought the verdict of that Apollo oracles, Clemeons and Dion had come to the spot, and first they asked about that. The king called you are the cuckold, you are prostitute and a dishonest person. What do you think about to say? And some of the judges asked about him. The Paulina said, Hermione said, and this statement, just I have lost, I am that daughter of that great emperor, I am wife of that great emperor, I am queen of this Sicilia, but anyhow I am treating as a common girl in with you. But no need to give any defending statement. I lost my husband, lost my newborn child. While speaking about these things with gratefully to all the people, messenger has come and a message has come. But only after saying that, they used to open and read for in the oracle verdict. In the oracle verdict, what is that? In the oracle verdict, what said that Hermione is a honest woman, Polixena is a faithful friend, but Leonidas is a greedy and dishonest person, rude person. And also he said that if you are not accept this, and he must suffer for 16 years. He said like that. Immediately he denounced like this. Denounced. He did not. He neglected that order of that verdict of the Apollo oracles. Apollo oracles, and he immediate oracle appeals. He wants to punish his wife because according to him, his wife is an adulterous woman. His wife is that unfaithful person. She conceived, slept with her friend. He lost his friend as well as lost his wife and lost his. And immediately the messenger brought the message, and Leonidas and Hermione's son Mamilius died because he was standing ignoring disrespect to the god words. And after hearing that, and the Hermione fainted and fell down, and she was taken by her girls to the prison, and he entered into that palace, and his son died. Leonidas was in a grief stricken, and his friend and also his wife was in the prison. And he sent Antagonist also. One messenger had brought another information. Antagonist was killed by the bear, and he was swallowed, eaten. By that the ship wrecked, nothing returned, but the child was left in the barrenness, wilderness, in the strange desert place and border of the hostile desert area. Informations received. After this, he lost his friend, immediately followed by that, Emilia had come to that spot. The queen died. Queen Hermione also died. I buried her, and he said that. She said like that. Now he lost his friend, lost his wife, lost his son, he lost his newborn baby, but he was deserted in that palace, deserted in the critical conditions from here. From lost everything in that spot. But his friend lived very luxurious life. In the meanwhile, the child left, immediately the old shepherd lost his sheep. He lost his and 2 sheep were gone astray. To search whereabout that, and old shepherd had gone find that beautiful child with jewel or many more things. He thought that the child of that fairies, and the child of that fairies, he thought like that. So immediately clown also had come and give the report about that the death of Antiochus as well as the shipwreck in that ocean, and he said that this is our fortune, this is our fairies, so take the child. So immediately that old man became very richest person, and Perdita is also brought up for more than 16 years very in the beautiful and a luxurious manner. And the Florisil, the friend of Leonidas' son Polixena, once he saw that Perdita, immediately he fell in love with her, just like Ferdinand and Miranda after 18 years. How they at the very first moment, within fraction of a second, they interchange the eyes and interchange the heart. They build the both the heart is interchanged, is ready to Miranda is ready to decide to die for that Ferdinand. Ferdinand is also like that. Polixena and Florisil, Polixena's son Floris also fell in love with Perdita. But it was known by his without knowledge of that he built. On the day of that engagement, the sheep sharing function was celebrated by the old man. Sheep sharing function was celebrated by the old man. In that function, he wants to know about that the future daughter-in-law of that. When that is why Polixena and Camillo put disguised as a clown and shepherd to enter into that attending the sheep sharing function. And there met and Perdita first invited them, and also they happy about that she is not shepherd, she is that somewhat royal is that, but anyhow, and shepherd like this regarding for this. They like that lotus in that mice ground, or that diamond in the and cottage industries said like that and politely speak, but anyhow he cannot digest accepting his daughter-in-law as a shepherdess. He cannot. So immediately he warned his son, hereafter you should not come unless I will kill all of you. He threatened in that place. But in the very first, Camillo realizes that and really, and that Perdita is that Hermione daughter, because it is like there is some connections with the Cecilia. So he decides to help the Florizel. So Florizel is another Autolycus also had another person, and Rogue had come. He was working with the Florizel office and expelled from there, and with the help of that Camillo and Florizel and Perdita had gone to the Sicilia. There the king also, the king Polixene and Camillo had gone in that place. After hearing that influence, the Autolycus, the rogue also see that clown, the old shepherd and that clown, and they were disguised. They were because Florizel and Perdita had gone with that the rogue dress, and Autolycus dress was given to the Florizel dress was given to the and Autolycus. The rogue become like a princess or something like this, princess in that place. And safely, and he also decides to take that old man and Emilia, old man and clowns to that Sicilia, but all had gone, and he said that real fact about this is not my child. I have found the child in the border of the Sicilia. Between that border of the Sicilia and Bohemia in that deep forest, I lost my 2 sheep and astrayed. A sheep search about that. I found it was that fairies. So that old man returned the remaining jewels with that cloth of the Hermione in that place. The king was very happy about that, seeing that child, and after seeing that jewel and another things, he realized that, and she is that daughter of that Leonatus. So happy about that. And after that, Paulina had come and announces that. But all these years, Paulina kite that living of that Hermione, and Hermione was made as a statue. So he invited the king to unveil the statue on commemoration on this great to bless the and child of Florizel and Perdita. Now the king is ready to, Leonatus ready to give his daughter to the son of his friend Polixene, Florizel, ready to give for that. And after their marriage, they had gone to unveil cut the ribbon, and Paulina is informed about that statue can move, Hermione statue, just like Kamal Haasan was sitting on the and Marathi Shivaji on that horseback and the one climax scenes to kill the minister, but it is not to kill the ministers, to give life to her husband. So she forgive all that the sin and many more things here, and she was being as that statue. So this statue can move and come very close to you. It is walk. She said like that. It is look like my real and wife. It is not a statue. He said like that. But anyhow, that finally, and he felt sad and see that statue of his wife regarding with this. When that wife was impressed with her husband, and revealed that Hermione was living. So now he was happy because of his suspicion, because of his greediness, and he lost his happiness for more than 60 years. But he regained his friendship, but he regained his daughter, destitute daughter, with the help of the God, with the help of that poster for old man, old shepherd of that things, and his wife, but he is innocent, he lost his son. After the marriage, and what would do? So we must not have that any suspicious attitude and greet suspect with our wife or husband. That is essential to lead that very happy comfortable life, rather than that and if you keep jealous or the greediness and suspect with anyone, means be ready to lose our happiness, be ready to lose our friendship and relatives and many more things, be ready to suffer a lot regarding for this. And also don't invite anyone to your house and ask them, don't ask them to stay for more than 3 days, because virundu marundu 3 days only, whether it is medicine means 3 days, but food means that feast means that is also and 3 days, and we, unless we ready to lose our health as well as respect in that place, we should not stay like for more than 9 months to a one man house, we should not stay, but we can work anywhere like that. And unless the power, the polyxena did not stay for more than 9 months means but no problems to that Leonatus. No need to death of Mamilius. Mamilius also did not eat for did not eat after separation from her mother, from her punishment of her mother, ill treatment of his mother. So Mamilius did not eat, did not sleep. He died because of his weakness of his body and mind. Regarding for this, so for our safety, don't allow that any close relatives or friends and more than 1 or 2 3 days, but don't beyond that more than a month, unless be ready to take punishment or sufferings like and Leonatus. The because of Polyxena stayed in that Sicilia country with his antechamber and that palace for 9 months. More than 16 years, Leonidas suffered without his wife, without his son, without his daughter, without his good companion. His wife also suffered a lot. He was treated as regarding for this. Even his the faithful Lord is also leading his life as and dead person in that Bohemia. Because he used to say like that, his body is in the Bohemia, but his life is in the Sicilia. Because he loved very much that Sicilia rather than Bohemia, and also decided that but I born in Sicilia, but I lived in Bohemia, but I after my death I must be buried in the Sicilia only. With the dream he was lived in that place. Because of this leniency, any man mind should be changed. Everything changed, yeah. The same mindset we cannot keep in our mind. So don't allow anyone to stay in our house no more than 3 days, unless be ready to suffer a lot like all these characters like Leonatus and Charmion and Camillus and the two people, 3 more life has been lost. Mamilius died, Autolycus died, Marinus died, and all the crews was working in that ship was died. But Hermione is also and lead that secret life and hide her presence to the sight of her husband. That is many more things suffering lot, and prevention is better than cure. That is important. So we must lead that better and happy life. After reading this winter tale, and no, all the people will not get this kind of problems. No people will allow anyone to stay their house or not invited to their house side. Keep away outside of that house. Don't allow anybody enter into that place. But even in that Julius Caesar, Othello, what was happened? Only the friend entered into the bedchamber of Desdemona and take away the love tokens and deposit into her husband. Her husband is put into the bedchamber of the Cassio. Cassio know not how that kerchief was in his bedchamber, but Desdemona know not where she kept her token. But the Iago villain know about that. If you don't allow anybody to enter into our house, that is very important. Any places, whether or only the living hall, immediately send them out. for our safety, for our happiness. This is that main information, main images, main message to this world, to lead that peaceful and comfortable life. Shakespeare was given. So, in the any ages, this is the safety measure to all the people. Not only the king, any common man is also living like that. Thank you so much, friend, for watching. So I hope that you will make LSS. LSS means like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Bye.